Good morning. Today we're going to Fabrication. So we're going to FabLab Performance. We're going to do all the intercooler piping. So we got all the mock-up in the car. And we got the trailer. She's going to FabLab Performance. Alright, so we're at the fabrication shop at FabLab Performance. FabLab Performance. Look these guys up on Instagram if you want any fabrication done. But yeah, today we're gonna do the intake, the exhaust, the intercooler piping. We're gonna be putting this here. This last year I had a 4-inch, so we're gonna go to a 5-inch exhaust. We're gonna have to modify this a little bit to accept a 6-inch intake. We're gonna be putting all these vibrant HD clamps everywhere. Let's see what we got here. So Jeremy from FabLab Performance has all these pie cuts already done. These are gonna be for the intake. These are gonna be for the exhaust. He did already some of these vibrant clamps. This is the cold side piping. These are the hot side piping. We're gonna have to modify these. But yeah, there's gonna be all these pie cuts here. So all these pie cuts are gonna have to go pretty close. I mean, considering that it was on the old turbo, but we're gonna have to cut it a little wider here like this because of a 6-inch hole, make it a little bigger. And then the turbo's kind of right, I don't know if you see it, but it's right there. So we're gonna have to enlarge this hole and make the exhaust out of pie cuts, and then fit this one in there. So yeah, this thing's massive. There's a lot of room for the clamp there, so we're gonna have to weld the clamp right on it, and then the intercooler piping will go down under the motor plate and then makes a turn here, goes into the intercooler. And then this side I already have one piece in. I don't know if you can see it here. I took this cover off so we can work a little easier, but there's the HD clamp in there. There's another one there. And then it's just gonna go up and feed the 4-inch throttle body. So, yep. There she is, trying to get it ready for Texas. First sticker on the car is an induction performance sticker. Big thanks to Victor for helping us out with this project. But we removed the mirrors. I put this little carbon piece here. I don't know, maybe it'll help a little bit. What else we got back here? What stuff, but yeah, you've seen the other stuff in the other video, but car needs a little clean. It's got fingerprints everywhere. All right, let's get to it. It does, yeah.
Fucking pie cuts and shit.
We got the exhaust done. Well, mocked up. Look at the size of this thing. Can you lower the hood, Jeremy, a little bit?
that's 207 in wood rate. I send them to you.
So we're gonna have to enlarge it here, but that's right on the money.
With all the tubing.
Perfect.
About a month ago when I used both. Yeah, for pipe cuts and stuff like that.
Take the headlight out so we can run this piping over here. Just you can see how big the oil tank is. Then we have to put the vanging clamp on here. It's good. Mr. Jeremy, FabLab Performance. Wait till you see these welds.
Look at that, eh? Where are you gonna put those two bunk first?
Towards
the bottom or somewhere?
Yeah, right, maybe here or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now maybe you can leave that thing on the tripod.
Yeah. So the Pro Mod is, I believe, 4.5 inch, and it's stepped up to 5 inch. And it's got like a recess here, so all the piping just clips into each other. Beautiful. Got the exhaust done. 5 inch. It's gonna be welded. Now we're moving over to the intake. To cut that piece off. Alright. Man, hurts to cut that. Used to be a 4-inch hole, so now we're gonna go to a, monster 6-inch. So we'll have to figure out how we're gonna make that fit there. But we're gonna start trimming slowly and see. So we cut a big piece here. It's actually not big enough. We're gonna have to cut a little bigger. It doesn't line up perfectly, so we're gonna do the pie cuts and then cut it so it goes closer. I'll show you in a bit. Whew, big boy. So the next thing is going to be coolant hoses. So the coolant system is going to be 2 separate feeds here. So you got a feed here that feeds the block over here, and then there's a secondary feed that's feeding the head over here. I don't know, you can't really see, it's dark, but you got a cold water coming from the rad into the pump that's cooling both the head and the block separate. And then there's going to be 2 outlets in the block in the back, and there's going to be an outlet here in the head and another outlet in the middle that's going to go to a manifold with 4 AN10s back to an AN20 over here. That's the coolant system. We also installed the catch can. So I have a catch can over there That's going to be breathing the tank. And then there's another catch can over here. Look at that. So there's two AN12s that are coming through here, and they're going to be coming from the valve covers. And you're asking me, how is this going to drain? There's a fitting over there. You see it right here. So that's coming from the bottom of the tank, right? So it's underneath there, under the tank. It's an AN16 fitting over there that's going through where the HVAC used to be. And that's going to go directly to the billet block. It has like a big crank ventilation AN16 that's going to drain directly to it. So whenever the car builds up crankcase pressure, it's going to push from the covers or from there. And then when you shut off the car, this will drain while it's idle. So it's the oil that's accumulating in here is going to come back down into the back to the block, and then when you start it up, the dry sump is going to pull that out. So that way your catch can is never going to need to be empty. And I think it's a great location because it fits right in there. Right, you can't even see it. So it's in there, right? Trying to move all the weight towards the front, but the catch can, that one was too small. So what'll happen, it would fill up, and then you have to take it out and clean it. So this way, I have two catch cans, right? So this only breathes a little bit, and it barely fills it up. But when the crankcase goes into positive, it's going to push a little bit of oil that goes into that catch can. You can see the filter slightly here, but yeah, it's quite nice. All right. All right, some more progress. We got this part done. So vibrant vanging clamps, HD clamps. These are very easy to use. I don't know if you guys ever seen them, but you literally just pop this pin out and they come right out. And you have all this play, you know, in case your pipes have to move, you know. But vanging clamps on this 4-inch pipe, a hot side. This will be the secondary fuel tank. So we got first one here, this is 1.5 gallons, and then this one is 1 gallon. So these two are going to be feeding each other. So you fill from here. This is how you fill fuel. There's a drain here that's going to go to a filter. The filter is going to go to the top of this. It's over there. I don't know if you can see it. And then the bottom of this has an AN16 line, which is this one, that's going to be feeding the pump. And then this is a breather. This is where the regulator is going to go. And this is going to be coming from the secondary tank. That's going to be a breather for the bottom tank. So in total, we have about 2.7 gallons of fuel, which is way more than enough. The rear fuel tank is gone. Move that one. So it's basically no tank back here. We can't see, but yeah, getting along. We took the turbo off. We're currently welding the HD clamp right on it. We got this guy too. This is going to be the inlet. If you've ever seen a monster like this, I mean, pack of cigarettes, and look at the size of this thing, right? You got 2 packs of cigarettes stacked on top of each other. Right? SFI housing, stainless steel. PHR made this bracket here, so this is going to be supporting the turbo. It's an embedded drain. So these two here bolt on the head, I can show you later, and that's what supports the weight of the turbo. This turbo is 55 pounds, so you can't just leave it on the manifold, but yeah. Monster. see, if you've ever seen these vibrant clamps, you literally just pop this off like that. And I'm doing it with one hand. And you open this, right? And then there's this seal that goes in here in the sleeve, right? So it's kind of hard to do it with one hand, but so basically this rubber seal sits in there like that, and then this seal goes on top, right? So it sits like that, and then you just put this here. And super easy to use and very durable, right? Just like that. And then you put this back in. You just press this button here, and you go like that, and it's locked up. See? Genius idea. Whoever thought of this. Okay, so we got the intake done. Spent quite a bit of time on this. We had to move the whole vent forward, so I had to put this little spacer here. And it's a different type of carbon, but not too bad. Anyway, we put this little pie cut here, so the air is routed directly in the turbo. I don't think it gets any better than that. See? About the head. Got a weird shape to it, but you know, don't like that to route air. Got a little touch up. Perfect. So the up pipe is done. Some crazy welds. Wow, look at the colors, see? Pie cuts. Great penetration inside. Smooth transition, so it's not like, you know, no big bumps and stuff, but I mean, look at that, right? Beautiful colors. We're gonna weld the O2 bung. It's gonna go right here, so it'll be 90 degrees with the turbo. Sweet. Next would be the gate. We had a hard time trying to figure out how we're gonna run this front gate, just because the compressor cover, let me get a light here. The compressor cover would be hitting the alternator there, so we had to run the compressor cover in this area over here. So the gate didn't have a space to run here. Here it's too tight, so we're gonna be running down this area here. I'll put some shielding, so basically it's gonna run down here, then it's gonna come here, make a 90 and go down. That's the front gate. The rear gate is fine. That one just shoots back, so no issues there. Just a quick look at the turbo while we're here. Those crosshairs, those two bolts, are to make it SFI legal, so if that turbine wheel breaks off or the shaft breaks, the turbine wheel can't shoot out, shoot towards the driver, shoot up. So that's just for safety. The compressor, the turbine housing is made of stainless steel. It's also SFI. We got the back pressure sense fitting over there. The Pro mods also have a one-piece billet CHRA and back housing just to make it stronger. But yeah, some progress. Big thanks to this guy. Follow them on Instagram, FabLab Performance. They have an account on Instagram. Give them a follow. All right, so we got the car back home. We finished really late, but fabrication's all done. The wastegate had to run down there because there's no room anywhere, and the compressor had to clear the alternator. I don't know if you see it, but yeah, I gotta insulate this hose. Well, it's all coming out anyway, so time to remove all this, and then once the billet block comes in, we'll put it in. But yeah, that's how it looks. 5-inch exhaust, 6-inch intake. The gate in the back just goes straight out. That's the gate in the front. The intercooler piping got all HD clamps. Yeah. This thing I have to fix, but it sits kind of pretty cool. We machined this part so, you know, the air just routes right in. So if you look from here, like it's a full visual of the turbo. Look at this guy too. I mean, look at the size of this. You can see the whole turbo in there. Look at those welds. Wow. Yeah, so I love this part. I love these two together. Carbon. We had to add this little piece here because this had to move forward, but it's not too bad. I mean, kind of blends in, I guess. Cool. Next up, we'll put the diff back in. The diff is all put together. 35 spline. Yep, that's next. See you in the next video.